Hi guys, my name is Camry Eford. My assessment instrument that I chose today is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. I chose this because personality has always been really interesting to me. I think it's also really interesting when looking at vocational assessment, as your personality really does have a lot to do with what jobs you choose. I have taken the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator before, so I am aware of what my type is. One thing to note is if you are interested in taking this, if you go and try and take it online, it is about $50. I learned this today when I went to try and look at it one more time. So what is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator? So the website of Myers-Briggs describes it as a psychometric tool that gives you insight into what makes you, you. So the short assessment helps to develop a more clear sense of self-awareness and awareness of others. It assists in the ability to make decisions, communicate effectively, and better understand your personal needs. So a brief summary of that is a short assessment that helps support your personal well-being and professional performance goals by providing you with a deeper understanding of what makes you, you. So how does it work? First, you take the assessment. You can do so online on your own or with the help of a professional. Just if you do take it online, be mindful that it is pretty expensive out of pocket. I haven't looked further into it, but I'm assuming if you take it with professional, it's covered a little bit more by insurance. So when you go to take the assessment, there's no preparation needed. You will just show up or take it online and answer honestly. The nice thing about it is there's not really any skills or ability needed to take this assessment. Then, before seeing your results, it's encouraged to look at your results and what was determined and how your results were determined. So understanding the framework of those results, so what the assessment can do, what it cannot do, and what exactly is being measured when you take this assessment. Last, you get your results. With your results, you look at your strengths, careers, and relationships. So once you take your results, you can apply them to an area that you are interested in to make an impact. So what is going to be measured when you take this assessment? So first is how you get your energy. So are you introverted or are you extroverted? How you receive information and how you learn. So by sensing or intuition. How you make decisions by thinking or feeling. How you organize your time and environment. So by judging or by perceiving. There are 16 possible types to get from this assessment. So the way these types are formed are in groups of 4. So here those are right there. So in these groups of 4, the letters stand for E, extrovert, I, introvert, S, sensing, N, intuition, T, thinking, F, feeling, J, judging, and P, perceiving. So once you take this, those are compared, those are compared, those are compared, and those are compared. So then it puts it into 4 letters for you. So for example, when I took the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, I got INFJ. So this means that I am more introverted. I learn by intuition. I make decisions based off of how I feel, and I am judging when it comes to how I choose to organize things. So there is an example of how that can look. So is the assessment valid? Meaning, is it accurate in what it intends to measure? So in an article, I found that assessed the validity of the assessment. They found the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator to be generalizable and accurate through their research. Also earlier, we discussed how the assessment works. So that understanding the framework part, it proves the assessment to be valid. So it explains this as a participant can reflect on their placement and is encouraged to assess if it is the best fit for them. So this allows participants to take part in the validity of the assessment. So the great thing about this assessment is that as long as you're honest and open, you will most likely get accurate information for whatever you choose to use the assessment for. So yes, I do think it is valid. So reliability. Reliability depends on whether or not an assessment provides a consistent result. So when looking at this, there are two ways to measure reliability when looking at assessments. So first is the internal consistency, and second is the test-retest reliability. So internal consistency looks at the consistency of responses to a set of items assessing the same concept. So this assessment was found reliable across a variety of employment situations, across a range of ethnic groups, all age groups, and across all 6 regions. Then you look at test-retest reliability. This looks at the consistency of scores resulting from a participant completing the same assessment at 2 different times. So for example, you have somebody take the Myers-Briggs type in 2004, and then again in 2008, and you compare to see if they got the same results. That was found to be mostly true. So the results found that this assessment is as good or superior to other personality assessments that have also tested their test-retest reliability. So when looking at somebody who would be interested to use this assessment, they could be doing it for so many reasons. Even just for fun. But first, most importantly, being for career. So your type that you get from this can lead you to careers that are best fit for your personality. So the 2 middle letters, sensing, intuition, feeling, and thinking, are specifically helpful when looking at your career. So my type, for example, INJF, it suggests careers like teacher, human resources, and writer for career, while noting that INJFs enjoy work that helps people. This is just another example of it being reliable because these are all things that I am interested in. Your type can also explain ways that people prefer to learn, as well as strengths and weaknesses with studying and learning when it comes to somebody's education. So taking this assessment can give you a type that explains why you learn certain ways, how to help you learn better ways. So specifically when you're looking at it, the sensing versus intuition, that is going to help you with that education. Also, understanding your type also helps in the workplace. It can help with communication, teamwork, and putting together effective teams. You can take this within a workplace, everybody can, and note who works good with who and why. Also, it helps the satisfaction of employees and customers. So the type that you get from this can also play a helpful role in counseling. This assessment provides participants with a deeper understanding of what makes you you, like we discussed in the beginning. This can help explore self-esteem, relationship difficulties, life development, decision-making, and much more. This also explains how it helps with relationships and spirituality. So just if you're curious and need help with relationships or your spirituality, you can take this, and there's so much information based off of what personality type you do get. And then, like I noted before, you can just take this for fun. I know a lot of people that have. It's interesting to learn what your personality is. So when looking at the Myers-Briggs, there were some stories on their website that I thought was pretty cool. It just shows you that there are people using this and they're getting results from it. So first, I think it's a fantastic tool to invest in no matter what you're doing with your career or your life. And ultimately, it changes and shifts your entire view of the world. At least that's what it did for me. Second, it confirmed things, but most importantly, it helped me to accept myself because I've always been different and I never understood why. Third, the Myers-Briggs type indicator definitely helped me relate to other people where I can be more empathetic. So those are just 3 stories of people who have used this assessment and found lots of help within it. So something that I took away from this is that understanding yourself leads to a more self-aware, satisfying life and helps you make more connections with others, and understanding this leads to real-world outcomes. So after doing the research, I found this extremely reliable and valid. Also in the book, I wanted to note before I forget, in the book, it mentions the MBTI is appealing to many evaluators because it has no good or bad scores or good or bad combinations of types. All type combinations can be viewed as having strengths. So each preference includes some positive characteristics, though each also has its problems and blind spots. So I think that's important to note that when you take this assessment, you're not going to get a negative feedback. You're going to get help no matter what. It's going to build you off of your strengths. And that was on page 242 of our textbook. So these are my references. I got most of my research from Myers-Briggs company itself. They did a lot of research to prove their assessment to be reliable and valid. And that is all I have. Thank you.